You ever see a guy with everything? Money, power, a penthouse view of Central Park, private jet always gassed up, get absolutely wrecked by a waitress in the middle of a Michelin star restaurant? Yeah, that happened. And honestly, it was the best show in town. Because for once, the king of the city finally got a taste of what it's like to be just human. Let me back up ASEC.SO, Lucas Stone. If you don't know that name, you probably don't read Forbes, and you definitely never tried to buy a watch that costs more than your car. He's the genius behind Lux Vita, this crazy, successful luxury empire. Everything about him just screams control. His penthouse is a glass box in the clouds, his schedule's locked tighter than Fort Knox, and he treats time like it's gold dust slipping through his fingers. The guy didn't get where he is by being nice. Trust me, he's the type who doesn't just play the game. He rewrites the rules so only he can win. This one night, he's at La Perla Lounge, hosting these investors from Madrid. We're talking high stakes, merger kind of stakes. He's got this thick contract in Spanish legalese sitting on the table, and he's already looking for the loopholes before dessert. Lawyers? Please. He only keeps them around to watch them squirm, because nobody catches details like Lucas Stone. Or so he thinks. Meanwhile, you got Sofia Alvarez, slight, sharp-eyed, working double shifts just to pay for her mom's cancer treatments, floating through that restaurant invisible like only immigrants know how to be. She's got this accent that turns heads if you actually listen, but most people don't. She just blends in, moves like a ghost, until Lucas notices her. And, man, you know when you can feel the air crackle? That was it. She hesitates for half a second pouring his wine. Just enough for Lucas to snap, loud enough for the whole table to hear. What's the holdup? He's expecting her to flinch or scurry, but she doesn't. Just a nod, keeps it moving. He files it away, because Lucas files away everything, especially people who don't break. Later, he's riding high on all the investor laughs and the wine, and then comes the bet that sets it all off. He slides that massive contract across the table and calls out, "Hey, waitress, you're Spanish, right? If you're so smart, then translate it." The whole table erupts. Big men, big money, big egos. He thinks he's hilarious. But Sophia? She just looks at him, dead calm, takes the contract, and walks straight to the kitchen without a word. The room busts out laughing, but you can feel Lucas get that first chill, like maybe this joke's about to turn. Next morning, Lucas is in his office, 30 floors up, surveying his kingdom when his assistant drops an envelope on his desk. No sender, no address. Inside, the contract, translated perfectly, with notes in the margins that dig into the deal in ways his army of lawyers never even noticed. Like liabilities, tax stuff, labor traps, things that could torch his whole operation if he missed them. Tucked in there is a handwritten note. "Mr. Stone, you assumed I was just a waitress. Assumptions are a liability in business. Next time, read the room before you make a spectacle." Sofia Alvarez. Oof. You ever see a billionaire sweat? He did then. So, Lucas has his assistant pull Sophia's file. Turns out, this waitress graduated top of her class at Columbia Law, made headlines for outmaneuvering massive firms in high-stakes cases, speaks like 5 languages, and could have made partner at 26 if she hadn't vanished from the legal world 2 years back. Now she's pulling double shifts for tips. Lucas can't let a puzzle like that go, so he heads back to La Perla, finds her cleaning tables. He tries to play it cool, even respectful, but she's not having it. He offers her a job, big money, big title. She just looks him dead in the eye and says, "I translated that contract to prove I'm not invisible. I'm not your employee, and I'm not for sale." She walks off, and for once, Lucas doesn't have a comeback. Here's the twist nobody saw coming. Sophia's not just grinding for tips. She's pouring herself into her mom, Maria, who's fighting stage for cancer. She needed out of the law grind so she could be there for her mom. Appointments, chemo, the whole nine. That, and she's quietly building a legal clinic for immigrants in Brooklyn, mentoring kids in the Bronx, running pro bono cases on nights and weekends. Lucas, for all his money, never saw it coming, because he never looked. You know what I mean? Now Lucas can't let this go. He starts hanging out at La Perla, catching little moments. Sophia handling rude customers with grace, switching languages on the fly, sneaking plates out the back to the homeless, tutoring co-workers' kids in Spanish. She's a force, lifting everybody up even as she's breaking her own back. At some point, it dawns on him. This is what real power looks like, and he's been missing it his whole life. Months roll by. Sophia's contract notes save Lucas's merger. Literally, keep his company from getting fleeced. He tries to pay her, and she sends the check back with, "I don't need your charity. I need your respect." That one stings more than losing $1 million. Meanwhile, Sophia's legal clinic, Alvarez Legal Services, starts making waves, fighting landlords, stopping deportations, helping small businesses stay afloat. She builds a family out of misfits. Anna, a barista turned law intern. Javier, a kid she saved from eviction. Even that shy busboy, Mateo, is now studying environmental science because Sophia believed in him. Lucas can't help himself. He goes to her Brooklyn office, sees her in action, commanding, inspiring, talking down slumlords in rapid Spanish, organizing cases, building something real. He apologizes, really apologizes, for treating her like a pawn. She hears him, even forgives him, but makes it clear, she's not here to make his life easier. She's here to fight for her people. And if that means standing across the boardroom from him, so be it. Just when you think you've seen it all, Sophia ends up quietly advising one of Lucas's competitors, helping a scrappy ethical luxury brand outplay Lux Vita on the South American market, getting better wages for workers, all while sticking to her values. She doesn't gloat. It's just business, but Lucas actually respects her more for it. Then, she's invited back to Columbia Law for a keynote. Her speech, "Justice for the Invisible," goes viral. Suddenly, she's not just a lawyer, but a symbol, fighting for those nobody sees. And the ending? Well, Lucas isn't the same. He ditches the old, win at all costs attitude, launches community projects, hires people Sophia's mentored, and finally starts seeing the folks who build his empire. He partners with Sophia to fund legal aid programs, supports cancer research in his sister's memory, and finds himself volunteering in the Bronx, teaching business basics to kids Sophia's inspired. Sophia's mother, Maria, hangs on, her hospital room papered with news clippings about her daughter's victories. Sophia's mentorship program blows up, sending kids like Anna and Mateo to college, teaching law and leadership, opening doors no one else even knew existed. Sophia publishes a memoir, Unseen, Unstoppable, that turns her into a national voice for immigrants and women of color in law. She launches a scholarship fund in her mother's name. And at the gala, Maria whispers, "Sophia, you've made my dreams bigger than I ever dared." Lucas? He still runs Lux Vita, but now he does it different, fair, open, building up instead of just building more. The two of them never become partners in the classic sense, but every so often, Lucas gets a note from Sophia. Reminders to see people, not just profits, to believe in the ones the world overlooks, and that's the legacy. Not a glass tower in the sky, but a ripple effect. One moment, one dare, one waitress turned legend who made the world see her and forced a billionaire to finally see himself. So what do you think? Is real power about domination, or is it about lifting each other up? Drop your thoughts below. What's justice look like to you? And who in your life is still unseen?